Wednesday from 5 until 6. And no matter if we are in person, whether we are virtual, we will continue this for this year and beyond, okay? We also want to say happy Black History Month. This is a special time that we set aside to recognize the contributions of Black Americans. But thank you. And don't forget, we are definitely recording at this time. So please put your microphone on mute. Do not put any personal information, if you can, in the chat or saying it out loud. Please make sure that you check us out on social media. We are on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We have our own YouTube channel, our website, all of that. And we also have a drawing today. So please enter your name in the chat. We're going to start, before we do discuss anything, with taking this time for us to highlight Black History Month for our students at Knight Middle School. This is an incredible time that we live in, an incredible time that we set aside so that we can, as we said, really highlight the contributions of Black Americans. And so what we did, you'll see two different segments. One for students in their English classroom and other content classrooms that did some work around Black history. And then we also have a special person that is actually here right now that we are going to highlight as well. So I'm going to ask Ms. Prefer if you can please share your screen.
I can, okay, thank you. Get this started. Share my screen, share sound. I almost forgot that. Go full screen. We're going to segue to the other part. I just need to scroll for 1 second.
And so to let people in on a secret, it's actually 22 minutes. So we're just taking a little bit so that we have about 5 minutes we want to share with you. We are going to have our student showcase for Black History Month. It is for the district. It's on Friday. And so we prepared something that is very beautiful, very powerful. And we wanted to share a little bit, a snippet during our principal chat. So we hope you enjoy.
We have one of your classmates is going to do a really great presentation right now. She's going to talk about someone called CTES. CTES, first of all, I did not know about CTES. So Zion actually really taught me something. I was ignorant before Zion told me about this, and Zion wants to talk about how cool CTES is. CTES, just to give you a quick background, he has done all kinds of social justice work for the city, but I will let Zion take it away now. So Zion, I'm going to go ahead and share that presentation. Are you there and ready to present?
Yes.
Okay, everyone, Zion is the teacher. Please give Zion your full attention and full respect. Thank you very much. Zion, take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about CTES. You can go to the next slide now.
Okay.
Montez, also known as CTES, was born on March 17th, 1984. He was born right here in Louisville, Kentucky. He's a local rapper and activist. He has made a song about the killing of Breonna Taylor. Next slide. His inspiration, he wanted to become a rapper because he wanted his voice to be heard. And in his song Bow for Breonna, he wanted everybody to hear what happened about Breonna Taylor. He also said that everybody, including the police, heard his song. Next slide. Okay. CTES wants to inspire young people like younger generation so that they can make a change. He also said you never know who is watching and listening. And also remember to say her name.
Thank you so much, Zion. Can we please give some love for Zion in the chat? She did such a great job, and I learned so much. I had never heard about CTES before her telling me about this, so I was ignorant and I learned something. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Zion. CTES is still doing all kinds of things. Also, he came to Western High School, and it was like the most ridiculous. I have never seen high school students more excited. It was amazing. So he's an amazing person. Thank you very much, Zion, for sharing. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Zion. She's here with us right now. And Zion, along with so many of our ninth students, have done an incredible job as we celebrate Black History Month. Again, it was started by Dr. Carter G. Woodson as initially Negro History Week. In February, because Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist Frederick Douglass, and the President Abraham Lincoln were also born during that time. And Dr. Carter G. Woodson, he believed strongly that this was not just a time to write a poem and to do a song and to be performative, but also to reflect not just on the contributions of Black Americans and what's happening, but also look at the social context of what we have and what we're doing today. And I appreciate you, Zion, for highlighting that, and also to look to what can continue to be accomplished. So we thank everyone for taking the moments to celebrate, to learn, to reflect, to activate based on Black History Month. So thank you. We wanted so that we can talk about our commitments and all the other things with COVID-19 data and the updates. We also want to talk about mental wellness. And so we are always happy to have Dr. Jenkins here, as well as we have other folks that will assist us and talk about our virtual yearbook, student activities, and our Black History Month events, and ALT SBDM. So the first one is about our NTI focus areas, or what we call our commitments at night. It is support, flexibility, and communication. And we never want a Wednesday to go by without hearing us say, we need each other. We got each other's back. We definitely have to make sure that we support one another. If there are ways that we can support you as a staff, if you are a student and you need support, please reach out to us. Or we will also be able to reach out to you, whether we are virtual or if we happen to go back in person, not just for our students, but also for our families. And for those staff members that are here or that are watching, know that we want to support you as well. It is not just something that we just routinely say that's trite, but we really do mean that. Flexibility, everybody knows that during this time, we have to be incredibly flexible, and not just to ask for you to be flexible, for us, if there are things that we need to do in that flexibility, please let us know. And we said that we're going to embrace it as if we chose this opportunity, and we're going to do that with grace and with patience. The communication part is essential during this time. And so for our staff, we want you to know if there are ways that I can better communicate, if the core leadership team can better communicate, or if you need something, please let me know. For our students, I know that there are a lot of uncertainties. You may need the answers for this or that, and know that we have systems in place that we are going to continue to give you as much communication as necessary, especially as we talk about our transition, whether we're in person or whether we're completely virtual. We want to make sure that we continue to give you that communication. So look out for that in your ILPs, your classroom with your counselors, with your Google Classroom, and those posts, and just also the school messenger and other things that we have, and we want to make sure that everyone knows about. All right, this is the big one. So COVID-19 data and updates. So our positivity rate, it is going down. Last Thursday when we looked at it, was 39.7. It is now 28.4. Based on our executive order by our governor, the color-coded system that schools were using will not be to effect starting March the 1st. However, we still want to show how low that the positivity rate will get. So I will still make the commitment to put that on there so that you can see it. If you want to see where I receive the data, you can definitely, when we post it to the website, you can go on to that link. The other one is our Jefferson County Board of Education. They will be voting tomorrow about whether we should go in person or have the option to definitely go in person, and then as well as virtual. JCTA, JCPS, for all of us, have signed a memorandum of understanding, which basically says that there are things for those members of the JCTA Association that we want to make sure that are clear. But the biggest thing is that we are collaborating in what's called the CRC, or the Collaborating Reopening Committee, and that we are actually, just want to let you know that we have met twice, and we will continue to meet on next Friday, I think 3 times now. Also, I just said about Governor Beshear and the executive order, and I want to let you know that the executive order that he issued yesterday, it does not go into effect right now. However, what the executive order basically says is that he encourages every school district to open once staff have been given the opportunity to receive both doses. And there's a period of time after that where about a week or so, and then what the hope is that those school districts would reopen. However, we do have a board that makes that decision. And so, as I said before, we will vote tomorrow. Well, we will learn of the vote tomorrow, whether we go back or not. State assessment, some people have heard about this, and it's kind of swirled around that the U.S. Department of Education has said that all schools in the country need to do a state assessment. And many people were just confused, had no idea what that means for us, what it means for the district, what it means for the state, and what it means for our country. But what it is that it will be an opportunity to screen young people to see exactly what they've learned throughout this NTI or this virtual world, and then for us to be able to determine next steps, especially in the fall. And so I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if that will be very different for those if we do go back in person versus those that are virtual. I don't know all those pieces, but when I find them out, I will let you know and give you kind of a update on that. The other one is on Friday. We do have for Knight Middle School for most. Some have different dates, but ours is Friday, February the 26th. For many of us, it's at 1 o'clock. And what that means is that our ELA classes have changed or shifted their schedules for that Friday for in-person learning. So please look out for those text messages, those emails to get that information so that you know for I believe 7th grade is from 10 to 11, and 6th grade remains the same from 11 to 12. And then also 8th grade, is 11 to 12 for that. The logistics team, Mr. Napper, is the one that's really facilitating that. But part of the logistics team is our collaborating collaborative reopening committee that I talked about before called our CRC. So we have 5 teachers that are on that, 5 administrators, and 2 classified staff, which are our nurse and our secretary / bookkeeper, to provide input and to really look at how we can safely, if we go back in person, safely address the mitigation, safely address student learning and other things that we need to talk about as far as the scheduling and all that. So we are working on that. In addition, I meet along with the 2 assistant principals every Wednesday at 1:30 with other principals so that we can talk about the plans that we've drafted and what we may want to consider. Also, our core leadership team is providing input and our staff. In fact, Mr. Napper sent out an email this evening asking people if they have any input as far as with the staff to please fill it out on a Google form so that we as a CRC, we can look at that and make some more decisions. And we have a staff meeting on March the 5th at 8 o'clock where we will let our staff know about the plans and receive any feedback if we need to. And then we will also the following week present that to on the principal chat, present that to our community so that students know, our families know, and then additional staff, they know exactly what's going on and what to expect if we do happen to go back in person. Some things to consider if you're still trying to figure out in your student or a family member whether or not you want to go back in person or virtual, what that looks like. A few things to consider is that currently we are looking at classroom hubs, which would mean that young people would stay in the same class to really help with contact tracing, and teachers would potentially rotate. We also want to limit movement, and what that means is that in the cafeterias, we do have assigned seats in other rooms for that. Restroom breaks, know that we will have folks to assist with that, but it won't be where everyone, all the students go out in the hallway at the same time and wait by the stall or wait in the restroom or wait in the hallway for restrooms, but we will have something that is more structured. Assigned seats are crucial when we're talking about contact tracing. So as I said before, with the cafeteria, with rooms, and also in classrooms, there will be assigned seating. We will definitely enforce social distancing, whether we're in our classrooms or whether we are going to room or anywhere within our building. Mask requirements, definitely a go. So if you have some medical needs where you're unable to wear a mask, or you're still trying to figure out what that looks like, or you need to do a waiver, no, for the most part, all of us will definitely require a mask. And this is according to our CDC guidelines, our KDE guidance, and our district guidelines. And then just want to let you know that technology usage, we are going to, if we do go back in person, we are definitely going to encourage young people to bring their Chromebooks with them. We know that things happen. We know that we may not have a cord for this, we might not, but for the most part, we want to still encourage young people to bring their technology with them, okay? Academic progress. Please, if you are a student on this call or if you're looking right now, please make sure you're checking your parent portal for your grades. If you are a family member on this call, please go to parent portal if you are unfamiliar with that. We do on our website have a video to help you to navigate, to figure out what you need to do. Staff communication, we have, hopefully you've heard from our communication team, but more specifically from teachers and what we call our student support team. For those young people that may need some additional help or nudging, we are trying to provide that. We encourage everyone, complete your assignments, complete them all. We also, for some families that were very concerned about the fact that we have not been in person for almost a year, if we have some acceleration plans for young people that quite frankly have not done very well during NTI, know that we are currently working with those students and available, but also in the fall, we will have acceleration plans that we want to share. grading, again, we want to make sure that folks are putting their best foot forward and doing the best that they can. And so we want to have the grace and flexibility, but we also want to encourage you young people to do the best that you can with excellence. And I want to remind you that we are not doing NTI 2.0 defenses, at least not right now. I don't foresee it for this year because there's so many variables, so many things that are going on. But at least for right now, I want to remind everybody that we are not doing those NTI 2.0 defenses. That was a mouthful. I get it. So if you have any questions, you can definitely put it in the chat. And we have our core leadership team members to answer those for you. If there are things that we don't know, we don't mind saying, I have no idea, or that we have to wait and give you a little bit more information. Okay, so with that being said, I ask for us all to breathe. And if Dr. Jenkins, you can unmute yourself so that you can share a mental wellness minute with us.
All right, all right. Good evening, night students, families, and staff. Thank you for joining me for another Mental Wellness Minute with Dr. J. There is the link to my consultation form if you need to talk to me about yourself, a family member, the dog walker, your barber, your beautician, whoever it is that you think might need some help and you're worried about and care about. Hey, I'm worried and I care too. So reach out so that we can get them set up with somebody in the community so that we can get them well and happy during this time. Okay. And here we go for this week. So real quick, we are going to talk about COVID fatigue. Psych, first there's an announcement. So thank you to everybody that came to my workshop last week. It was quite a few of you. Tell your friends to come holler at me tomorrow at 2 p.m. after 8th grade social studies. Okay, I'll see y'all there. Now we're going to briefly talk about COVID fatigue. So what is this? It's a type of burnout. And basically it suggests that we have possibly reached our capacity to cope and are experiencing various mental, emotional, and physical symptoms as a result of this constant exposure to these stressors in the pandemic. So the social distancing, it's a lot. Isolation from people we care about, it's a lot. Fear of contracting COVID, it's a very real thing. All these meetings, we grieving, and we might have a little bit tight money right now too, okay? COVID fatigue. That also lends itself to caution fatigue, which is part of this whole thing, right? So this is a mental or emotional state where we were all initially like, yep, we're gonna do what we need to do, wear these masks to be in the house. However, being in lockdown and the now extended anxiety and isolation, again, we kind of decreased our motivation to follow the guidelines. So I still need y'all to wear your mask, wash your hands. I know it's a lot, but just try, okay? So how can we help each other and do better with this? Cover the basics. Consume less of the energy draining beverages. So y'all stop drinking that pop and all that coffee and stuff during the day. It is not good for us. Reduce the stress. Again, y'all know I like to twirl around the kitchen. That's what I tell y'all do. Exercise, go outside, take a walk, get the vitamin C, do some deep breathing, some meditation, anything to reduce the stress. Build a new routine. My routine is not even close to the same being home working in COVID. I had to, get a little workout in during the day, go back to this meeting, jump into this meeting, maybe do another little workout or twirl around the kitchen, create a new routine if you can. Work on your emotional fitness. Journal, write some stuff down, track your mood. If today you're feeling happy, make yourself a big old happy face. Tomorrow you might be a little sad or a little squiggly line because like, I'm frustrated, but it's okay. Try to get more of those happy faces down than not. Stay connected safely, of course. So we want y'all to call people, Zoom, FaceTime. We are great at using all those things now, but stay close to people that care about you. Laugh, seek out some humor. Laughter is good for you, make you feel better, I promise. Last, ditch the desensitizing media. Now I tell y'all all the time about what we take into our bodies, into our minds. If it is making you think negatively, and if it's negative talks that you're having with people, let's just stay away from that stuff for a while so we can get back in a good place, okay? Take a break from all of the things if you need to, and talk to those who believe what you do, because when we talk to people with opposing opinions and such, that stresses us out even more, and that is not what we need right now when we're trying to get well, right? And of course, if you are dealing with something that you cannot handle by yourself, we don't want you handling it by yourself. Speak to a professional. Psychology Today and the National Crisis Hotline, two fabulous resources. We want y'all to know why you're feeling what you're feeling so you can get better. And of course, y'all know I'm not letting it go. So every week, JCPS employees and staff, employee assistance program is a thing. Free short-term therapy, okay? Get additional referrals. We want y'all feeling better so y'all can do better at home and in the building. Well, online right now. And of course, remember, self-care is key to everything. You can click that link for more tips. Thank y'all for joining me again today. Thank you, Dr. Majors.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Every
Yes,
time
ma'am.
you are right on with COVID fatigue. We are all, I'm sure, feeling a lot of that fatigue. And so we want to make sure that we take care of ourselves. That is so essential. I want to transition to, again, talk about Black History Month. I will show the video at the end if anybody is interested, a little bit of the video if someone is interested. And you know what? There's two things. I will show that video, but we are having a showcase on Friday to show that. In addition to it, on this website, on this slide, once we put it on the website, the link that's connected to this is actually Central High School. They do a huge Black History Month celebration every year. They were unable to do it this year. It is through Zoom. And so I wanted to share with you theirs as well. And so please, when you get a chance, go ahead and just check it out. And then on Friday, check that one out. And then we will also put it on our YouTube channel. As you know, we had our weekly Principal Chat celebrations. We asked for young people to submit their classwork for a writing contest, also art that was created, inspired. Hopefully every day you are getting the daily reflections. We did have guest speakers through our Justice Now talks, which are incredible on Mondays. And then we encourage everyone to join Justice Now. In addition to that, I want to highlight that we are going to have a virtual yearbook to immortalize, to commemorate everything that has gone on. So if you are a student, your picture day is March the 18th on Thursday through social studies. And as you can see there, it's 11, 12, and 1 for those grade levels. Our staff, we will have our picture day next week at 9 o'clock. And so look really nice, or look any way you want to look. But we're definitely going to have our staff pictures then. And we are incredibly happy to extend all of this yearbook to anyone that wants to submit anything that immortalizes that. As you can see, we have our student staff submissions that are being collected until Monday, the 23rd, and you can use this link right here for anything that you want to let us know so that we can capture, because it has been an incredible ride. And so we want to encourage you to please go ahead and submit anything that you have here. You heard me say about Justice Now and that speaker series. If you want to attend on Mondays at 10 or 4 o'clock, all you have to do, just click right here, and that will give you access and you can go directly there. We also have been blessed with our empowerment meet on Tuesdays from 3 to 3:45, and we may have changed a little bit, but I know that it's on Tuesdays. So if you are interested and you need some specifics, please, you can put it in the chat, or you can get with us. Our counselors have led that charge along with Mr. Leach and Mr. Lewis for the Men Equality program. We also have our nightclubs, and they have been wonderful. So click here on Fridays to see what we have to offer, and that's from 2:30 to 3:15. Dr. Jenkins has said still that the music theater is great, and Ms. Creeper has done an incredible job with the media club, and there's probably some things that are coming on with that. ALT, SBDM, that is tomorrow. Using the same Principal Chat, we are going to talk about the budget and proposed budget. And we definitely don't want it to be said that we have no idea how we're spending our funds. Know that when we spend funds, it is aligned to our improvement priorities and to what we identify as our budget priorities that help young people in their learning and their success. So please, if you're interested, come on, and then we will review a few school policies. You do not have to be elected as a member. If you want to come as a guest, we appreciate you. We definitely want you to. Okay. And our PTSA news, I said this every week, we will not leave this out. Please join our PTSA. We would love to have you. If you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you're a student, we want everyone. If you're not a parent, if you're a family member, Come on and join us. $5 and the link is there. So without further ado, the winner for our gift card today is Zion Stinson. Thank you. Please make sure that you put your information in the chat after we stop recording so that you can get your gift card sent to you. Okay. So thank you. That concludes all of our announcements, our reflections. If you have any questions or comments, I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to stop recording.